Why? Why is he doing the review Tech USA? Skibbity da bop 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 bop. Yo, Little Gas Mask is a big fucking bundle of sticks, though. Fuck Little Gas Mask. Me and my homies don't fuck with Little Gas Mask, yo. Big fat pussy. Alright. Let's go ahead and see what this entitlement in the Borderlands community video that I missed here. I think it's hilarious that he's using the Borderlands community, but he's also playing Wonderlands in this game. But Gearbox tried so hard to be like, Wonderlands is its own thing, and don't think of Wonderlands and don't expect Borderlands from Wonderlands and shit. And here he is talking about entitlement in the Borderlands community.
Kids, get in bed because today I want to tell you a bedtime story about a community which is so entitled.
Am I the only one that gets like these bootleg Charlie vibes from his commentary? Like he studies Charlie's cadence and he tries like super hard to try to fucking emulate the type of like jokes and verbiage that verbage that Charlie would be using.
Kids, get in bed because today I want to tell you a bedtime story about a community which is so entitled and ungrateful it is actually mind-boggling. Back when Borderlands 3 had its second season...
Ungrateful? So we should be grateful to have Gearbox rush Wonderlands out to fucking launch and then abandon it less than like 6 to 7 months later. We should be grateful for the for that experience, guys.
Pass come out, there was a big...
It kind of reminds me of that moment when fucking Only Use Me Blade was being accused of SA-ing Gucci's on the RV trip, and he was like, that bitch should be fucking happy that I'd want to touch her and shit like that. She's fucking ugly, and you know, I was like, that is not the answer, Blade. I was such a Only Use Me Blade fan back in the day, and then watch him go from where he was to today was absolutely insane.
Complaint from the community, which was that they shouldn't have to pay for the second season pass because they already paid for the first one, and such they shouldn't have to pay.
Well, here's the problem, is that Gearbox, when they sell the season pass, and it's the same thing like when you, like, if you ask like K6 or EpicNNG or Jolts back in the day, because like nobody knew that they were gonna do a second season pass. Like nobody ever does like a second season pass unless it's like a live service game, which at launch Borderlands 3 was kind of flirting the line with trying to be like a live service-y type game. So I mean, it is on brand for Borderlands 3, but people weren't expecting it. So it was quite jarring to be a Borderlands fan, go through the first season of DLC, and then afterwards, usually that's where they just sell us, you know, the DLC, you know, per offering. That's where we got like the Digistruct Peak upgrade pack, and we also got the Headhunter packs in Borderlands 2. That's what people kind of expect from a Borderlands release. We didn't get that with the pre-sequel because they tried to crap down all that PLC garbage down our neck like they did with Wonderlands. You see what I'm saying? Like, do you see the juxtaposition of what's going on here? Is that they're trying to fucking devalue the game and use these people by saying, oh, you're ungrateful. And how many views has this got? Says fucking 70,000 views. And then here's Jolts right here. Remember I said that Joltz and EpicNNG were laughing at you in a video a couple fucking weeks ago? People were like, oh no, that's just him being friendly and shit. Like, right here, Joltz is literally laughing at everybody again. Bruh, I purchased the basic edition of Borderlands 1, so they owe me a share of the company. Dude, you don't even like Borderlands 3, and I have tweets from you, Joltz, out there shilling, saying, I can't believe that people expected, Season 2 for free and all this other shit. No, nobody expected Season 2 for free, but nobody expected Season 2 to be full of fucking, like, $20 DLC. Up to that point, the superfluous DLC after the main fucking season pass was fulfilled has usually been like $3 to $5 DLCs and like $2 head and skin packs. That is what people expect. But you're sitting here saying, oh, the people being surprised that we're getting $20 DLCs in fucking Season 2. That's literally just filled with shit that's from the cutting room floor, like Arms Race, the Battle Pass, the Volt Card Battle Pass that everybody says that don't exist but actually really does. They cut that and sold it to you in Season Pass 2. A bunch of heads and skins that were supposed to be inside of the fucking Battle Pass and microtransactions that were coming online that I leaked. Remember all those, right? Yeah. God damn, this is literally right here. This is a great illustration of exactly how Gearbox and 2K has gaslit the whole community using content creators to fucking push their toxic positive narrative. Right here. This is it. Right here. This is the entire framing.
Pay even more money, and as a result they came to the conclusion that Gearbox and 2K were stealing money from them. And it was a big thing for a while in the community because people were upset that
it's not about stealing money, it's about how about stop selling us shit and fix the game at this point. You're 4 DLCs in, a season pass in, and the game still runs like ass 5 years later. So I don't think it's too ungrateful and too entitled of a community to ask Gearbox and hold them to a standard to say, hey, maybe this game should run a little bit better before you fucking... These people play on PC, so they don't understand that 2/3 of the community on fucking console, like fucking PlayStation 4 at the time and fucking Xbox One Series X 3000, fucking those people were having game crippling menu lag and couldn't even fucking network communicate with each other when they're fucking playing games, because if you went into a menu, it lagged the game out and fucking kicked somebody out of their game, and that was also corrupting people's saves. So yes, the game was broken for 2/3 of the community at that point.
They were being forced to pay for another season pass to get another round of content. Now I know when I say that
No one's not being forced to buy another round of content in the season pass. However, when you're putting new skill trees inside of that fucking season pass, now you're going to be introducing loot into the game that they're not going to be able to use because it's going to be part of the fucking new DLC that they don't own. So now, not only are you infringing upon the game that they own, but you're not even fixing the game that they own and then putting in loot that's going to be polluting the loot pool and letting them know that they don't have all the content for the game. And it's going to split the community even more because some people are going to have skill trees and loot, and there's other people they can't swap gear back and forth and everything. It really creates a terrible situation to where the community is on different pages. And when you start doing that, you start shrinking an already smaller community into different fucking categories. That's what you don't want as a developer.
That it might blow your mind a little bit because common sense would tell you that a season pass covers that season of content, right? So when a new season begins, the new content isn't covered by the first season pass. But not...
That is correct. However, when Gearbox sold Borderlands 3, they didn't call it Season Pass 1. They called it The Season Pass. The Season Pass literally lets you think, okay, this is the content for the game. If I'm buying the Ultimate Edition for this game, I'm getting the DLC and everything that it includes. And that's what people were mad about. They weren't mad that fucking they had to buy more content and shit like that. The people were mad because they spent $100 or $120 for the fucking Collector's Edition or the Ultimate Edition, and they were still being sold DLC when they were promised all the DLC that comes with the game, because it's in the Season Pass, but it was never called Season Pass 1, it was just the Season Pass.
Not the Borderlands community, because when that happened, they took up a massive issue with Gearbox and 2K doing so, and as such, a lot of people started boycotting Borderlands 3 and review bombing it on Steam, which is...
Well, number one, boycotting... Let me hear what he says.
So bizarre to me.
Which is so bizarre. Why would it be bizarre that people are boycotting a game from a developer that's not listening to the feedback of the community? And the content creators are squashing any of that fucking feedback in the community. They're banning people in their chats, they're deleting messages, and they're fucking, you know, basically blacklisting anybody that doesn't get in line with what they say. So yeah, of course people are gonna stop playing. You can only yell out of your fucking front door for so long before you just get bored and it's time for you to shut your fucking door and go fucking yell somewhere else.
Because they did the same thing when the Epic exclusivity came out, and that achieved nothing. So the fact that they would do that again is kind of mind-blowing to me. But with that quick little lore piece out of the way, that brings me to why I'm making this video today.
That really didn't achieve nothing anyway. Like, you say that, like, it achieved nothing, but there was a lot of people that didn't buy Borderlands 3 because it was on Epic Games. And by the time it came out on Steam, they didn't buy it, and they just waited for it to be on fucking, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50% off sale, or get it with this whole Pandora's box deal that they had over the summer. But I mean, if you go and look up the sales of Borderlands over, like, time, you can also look up on those sales charts the average price that it was sold for on Steam over time. And Borderlands is historically a game that sells for under retail. So, yeah, I mean, people boycotting the Epic Game Store and not paying full price for the game is... Especially, that hurts your bottom line, especially when you compare that, like, Borderlands 2 is 35 million sales and Borderlands 3 is like 18 million. So when you're thinking about 18 million sales and, like, half of them aren't even fucking, you know, full price retail releases, people waiting for fucking sales later on after it releases on Steam, that's going to hurt your bottom end quite significantly. And that's one of the reasons why Gearbox was probably like, you know, the older fucking developers were like, yeah, we're getting all these bonuses and shit. And then when it came time to get bonuses, Gearbox was like, yeah, the bonuses aren't what you guys think. And the developers were like, we got stiffed. No, you didn't get stiffed. You just got a smaller portion of the profit because Gearbox doesn't profit share the money that they take from Epic Games to put the game on Epic Games. So even though Gearbox's bottom line still makes up some of that money with Epic Games, they aren't passing that on over to their fucking developers because that doesn't constitute as an actual sale. It's funny how Gearbox kind of scammed their own developers in that fact.
Because that ugly head in the community has once again reared itself, and unfortunately, this time it's regarding...
Oh no, guys. Boycotting the ugly head has reared... That's literally what you should be doing. That is called being a good consumer, an informed consumer. Voting with your wallet is the one power you have as a consumer to say, you know what? If you're not going to listen to what we say publicly, then you're going to listen to what we say financially.
Wonderlands and that season pass. Once the YouTube recommended shares this around, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out of the loop, so let me catch you up to speed. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a spin-off game from the Borderlands franchise based around a character called Tiny Tina. Back when Borderlands 2 was out in 2000.
When did he release this? When was this released? March 2022. So yeah, okay, this is pre-release, because this is what I was saying. This looked like the mission that they were allowed to play pre-release, so this is before the game was released. And he's calling this the entitlement in the Borderlands community, and then he's using his fucking buy this game on Epic, on Epic Games, while shilling for Epic Games in this video. This is disgusting. And nowhere do you actually see a hashtag sponsored, a hashtag ad. We didn't hear anything about, like, this is early access fucking footage from 2K or nothing. This is just him shilling with 2K's early access footage and their fucking Exola link on how to fucking buy from fucking... And it says, I receive compensation from 2K when you order through my link. But nowhere is it hashtag sponsored or hashtag ad or fucking actually fucking, you know, disclosed where it should be.
2012, there was a DLC called Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, and people loved it so much that Gearbox and 2K wanted to make a whole game around that.
That is a misconception in the community, is that people loved Tiny Tina's DLC so much that they wanted a whole game out of it. Not one person ever asked for Wonderlands or an entire game based on Tiny Tina. In fact, if Gearbox actually was listening to the community, they probably would have made Tiny Tina a DLC Vault Hunter by now. But they don't listen to what most people want anyway. Which I don't want. I do not want a playable Tiny Tina. However, it's been asked for a million times.
That theme that was separate to Borderlands, played different to Borderlands, but it gave that character their own way to shine in a full main scale game. So launching on the 25th of March is going to be Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, right? And they've already showed off a bunch of content for it, and everyone that's played the game early has all said that the game is fantastic, and I'm one of them.
Of course they all said the game was fantastic, because everybody that's got the game early was paid to say it was fantastic.
I really think Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is an amazing game, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. And a few days ago, they did a reveal of the end game content, which was this procedurally generated dungeon kind of thing with its own replayable values to it, hidden bosses, and many more things. I'm not...
The Chaos Chamber.
going to go into detail on it, but they did this end game reveal that got a lot of people excited, right?
No, it did not. Not one person looked at the Chaos Chamber in the Borderlands community and was like, oh man, this looks fantastic. Only the shills did. Only the pillars of the shillers. Everybody else was looking at this and like, more fucking takedown fucking Digistruct Peak garbage. By the way, nobody liked Digistruct Peak. It's like one of the most hated content of Borderlands 2. So stop doubling down on it, Gearbox.
And then the next day after that, yesterday at the time of recording this video, out of nowhere, they came out with a trailer for...
Notice how he cut there right before his timer went out?
Today, at the time of recording this video, out of nowhere, they came out with a trailer for their season pass, so that before launch, people can get an idea of what they're going to be getting when they purchase the Chaotic Great Edition, which is like the Ultra Deluxe Edition, or if they just want to buy the season pass separately, which is great, right? Transparency from the developer and from the publisher to show you what you're going to be getting.
This is the problem, though. They showed us that they were gonna be fucking ripping us off. That's what people were mad about. Like, they're like, oh, I'm being transparent that I ripped you off. It's like Aiden Ross in 21 Savage. Like, 21 Savage is like, but I clearly ripped you off on stream. It was obvious, you know? Like that makes it any better.
if you spend money on it. But unfortunately, that didn't go down well with the Borderlands community. No. This community that complains so much about content and so much about being lied to or left in the dark took issue with Gearbox and 2.
Can you imagine sitting there? This is his, in his words. People are mad about being lied to, getting lack of content. Listen.
Developer and from the publisher to show you what you're going to be getting if you spend money on it. But unfortunately, that didn't go down well with the Borderlands community. No. This community that complains so much about content and so much about being lied to or left in the dark took issue.
So, if we have a community that constantly complains about being lied to and left in the dark, how come we have people like EpicNNG Joltzdude and K6 sitting here shilling for the fucking creators of the game when he's even telling you right here, majority of the people are not happy with the franchise? Wow. Jesus.
With Gearbox and 2K showing a trailer of the season pass. They took major issue with it. In fact, a lot of the videos that were put up yesterday covering the season pass, including my own, were bombed with hate. Like, just numerous comments saying that we're shills if we support these developers, that we're contributing to capital greed, whatever that's supposed to...
What is that supposed to mean? Okay, it means that they are giving you the least amount of content and milking you for the maximum amount of money with the least amount of effort and tone-deaf fucking content being just plowed right in front of our faces, and something that we don't want. We don't want to consume this content. That's corporate greed.
To mean or connect to in any way with this situation. There was a lot of hate that was going around, and a lot of people basically got witch hunted if they supported this, including the developers from Gearbox and the 2K as well, you know? Now you might be asking why.
Imagine saying, I don't like this, being called witch hunting. Do you see the gaslighting that these people have done? And if you think that Joltzdude wasn't in on it, look right here. Joltzdude is in on it right here. Just because he doesn't fucking go out there and openly just fucking be as obvious as EpicNNG right here doesn't mean that he doesn't sit here and fucking feel the same way and share the same level of contempt that EpicNNG is showing you right here. Bruh, I purchased the basic edition of Borderlands 1, so they owe me a share of the company. It's the same thing if we go here inside my random screenshots with Joltzdude and yeah, like, oh, this is my battle pass thing. This was him talking shit about that without talking shit, but oh, here it is. This is what they're talking about, is the season pass right here. I'm just wowed by the hate around paid content for a game that has already given out so much free content. Not all content for a game is going to be free. A season pass is what included in it. Anything extra is not free. The devs deserve to be paid for their work. Thoughts? People weren't mad about the fact that fucking they were selling us DLC. People were mad about the fact that they were selling us garbage DLC. Garbage DLC. And this is people asking them, like, bro, you said they weren't adding in microtransactions. That battle pass y'all said wasn't coming is coming. See? But I'm a hater. I'm a hater when I try to fucking show that Joltzdude took out a $20,000 PPP loan when he makes fucking like 30 grand a month anyway during COVID and didn't pay back 9,000 of it. And I use this as a character reference to show you what type of person Joltzdude is in real life. And people are like, what does this matter? It matters because it shows you that he's the type of person that will sit here and laugh at you behind closed doors with EpicNNG and K6 as they fucking shill for a company that they give no fucks about. Because Joltzdude can go back and play Borderlands 2 whenever the fuck he wants and make money on that. He doesn't care if Borderlands 4 is good, because if Borderlands 4 is garbage, he's just gonna fucking go run back to Borderlands 2 and play that for a million years.
That is, was the content they showed off bad? Was it broken? Did it look glitchy? Did it look not fun? No, actually that's not the case at all. That's not what was wrong with the video that they showed off. In fact,
what's wrong with the video is this.
With the video that they showed off. In fact, there was nothing wrong with it. It actually looked amazing. And in fact, it looked like the best content that they had released in a while. I actually got a lot of people excited for that.
Imagine saying that fucking 9-minute DLC looks like the best content that Gearbox has made in a long time. Now do you see what I'm saying? People think I'm crazy. And this is what's made this so difficult over the years is pursuing this, is because I have felt like I'm fucking insane at sometimes when I watch these videos from these people over the years, and I'm like, how can people not see what I'm seeing? And I'm calling it out, and people were saying that I'm jealous of them, and I'm like, why would I be jealous of this? I have been doing fine. My bills are paid, my stomach is fed, and my shoes are still behind me on my fucking wall all these years later without me covering Borderlands. Like, so why would I be jealous? I've been fine without Borderlands. I'm just tired of not being able to play any Borderlands game because they're all fucking broken, and we got a new Borderlands game coming out, and Gearbox ain't doing shit about the past ones. Fuck.
Season Pass. But the issue that the Borderlands community took with this Season Pass video, or I should say most of the Borderlands community, and I think that's important to lay out before we go any further because I don't want to accidentally blanket anyone here, so just remember that I mean the majority here. Most of the community had this weird argument in their head and this weird logic that goes a little something like this, and this is from numerous examples of comments which I'm not going to
Please tell me that people are going to be like, oh, this shit looks like just the same regurgitated garbage and fucking, like, just watch. I guarantee you it's all going to be spot-on commentary.
Show because I don't think I should give anyone attention like that. But the main argument that people had was that
when people say I'm not going to show it on screen, it means they don't have evidence.
The content must be finished now if they're able to show it off, and thus it should belong in the main game. So Gearbox showing it off now shows that they're withholding from the community content that they could be giving away for free, and thus it's a cash grab. Which I must say has to be the most brain-dead argument I've ever heard, especially because...
I mean, alright, I'm not gonna lie. Majority of games DLCs are being developed alongside the main game. However, I think people were spot on with thinking that, man, like, Gearbox looks like they're gearing up for another cash grab like they were with the pre-sequel. I feel like that's what he's missing here. Is either he's purposely missing the fact that people were feeling like they were in for another pre-sequel, or he just wasn't around for the pre-sequel. I know he's a younger guy. Maybe, you know, he was too young to remember the feelings and sentiments of majority of the community heading into the pre-sequel. But we got ripped off with the pre-sequel when it came to, like, post-launch DLC and content, and I feel like that's probably why he's not showing the actual fucking comments on the screen right now, is because a lot of those comments probably bring up the pre-sequel.
because Wonderlands went gold a number of weeks ago. So them showing off this season pass content isn't their way of withholding content from the main game, and in fact one of the developers, Mario, who's an absolute saint, on Twitter confirmed that the season pass content isn't finished and that they were just showing a trailer now to give people a glimpse of what they're buying. Which again, let me just talk about this for a second, is a fantastic thing, because when Borderlands 3 dropped, people spent money on a season pass and a lot of people felt like they got stung. So showing off exactly what we're going to be getting, or a general...
Well, yeah, a lot of people felt like they got stung because you sell a game as the Ultimate Edition, or you sell it as the Collector's Edition, and it's supposed to come with all the content of the game, and you didn't honor that. That's the issue.
Main idea of what we're going to be getting beforehand is a great idea, but it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because according to them, that is content that they should be given. They deserve it. They've earned it. They are entitled to it. And that's something I want to talk about frequently.
To be honest, like, I don't think people knew how shitty this DLC was going to be, and if they knew how shitty it was, nobody would have been mad about not getting it anyway.
In this video, and it's entitlement, because it is a disease, it is a plague, and it has plagued the Borderlands community.
Do you know what I consider a plague? Is people that lie to their fan base purposely and take money from the developer to shill games that are not in the shape that they should be. To sell games that are not full of the amount of content that they should be. To sell games that nobody in the community asked for and fucking still not give the community what they want.
For a very, very long time. And it's not just the main general casual.
Like, if you would think if Gearbox was gonna stray away from Borderlands and make something like Wonderlands a little bit different and shit like that, you would think they tried their best, as hard as they can, to give the community everything they wanted with this game, so it's successful. Instead, they just tried to cash grab a game off of the back of Tiny Tina, which they did with the pre-sequel as well. They fucking slapped together a story and sold it based off of the love for Jack, you know? You think that if they knew Handsome Jack was going to be so beloved that they would have killed Handsome Jack at the end of Borderlands 2? Hell no. But Gearbox didn't realize that what they had on their hands. And that's why we're going to get a magic crystal that's going to revive Maya and fucking Handsome Jack.
Players who have it as well. There's a few creators who have suffered from this in the past as well, and it's disgusting. Now, I'm not talking about the people who say that they want pearls in the game, or the people that say they want more raid bosses or more takedowns. I don't think that's entitlement. I think that is a general wish from the player base for content in the game, and I don't think that screams entitlement. What does happen...
Wow! EpicNNG actually said something I agree with in this video. Good job, man.
However, scream entitlement are these absolute brain-dead delinquents who sit online on Twitter or YouTube and say that they should get this.
Man, that's funny because EpicNNG and K6 have shown many times and proven that they are terminally online. Like, EpicNNG's got burner accounts, and he's out there bigging himself up on Reddit and shit, and fucking Chiller6 doom scrolls to his death, and anytime you mention anything bad about Borderlands 3, the motherfucker appears like Homer in the bushes, yo. He's like, whoa. Let me tell you why you're wrong. It's like, oof. Bitch, where'd you come from? I don't even have a bush in my room.
Content for free because they bought the game or because they bought the first season pass. Now listen, I am by no means an adult. In fact, I'm probably more childish than your average daycare attender, but I'll give you a taste of reality.
We found that out through the Thick Fillet video, that's for fucking sure.
Right now, if you think that's how things work in the real world, that you deserve to be given things for free if your initial purchase is made, or even if you're just a die-hard veteran of the series, you have got a rude awakening coming, because that's not how things work. Video games cost money to make. Development takes time. Publishing isn't easy.
Okay, You know what? Let's look at that from the other perspective. Working a job isn't easy. Juggling multiple jobs isn't easy. Paying bills and having money left over for entertainment isn't easy. Paying bills, taking care of your family, and having money left over for entertainment is not easy. So when these motherfuckers are paying their hard-earned money, all right, you said you were a young man, you don't really understand life as much as everybody else does. You're trying to sit here and give us a fucking lesson on, like, how life is gonna fucking treat us. No, listen, bro, all right? We are spending our hard-earned money. I have broken these hands and these fucking knuckles more times than I can remember working on motherfucking cars, alright? I have actual scars on my body from things that I have done to sell my body for money as a mechanic over, yes, men sell their fucking bodies for money over lifetime as a mechanic, alright? And you goddamn right, I expect that if I'm going to be sold content that's being developed alongside the game that I'm playing, not only the game that I want to purchase better have the goddamn amount of content that I'm used to getting from my fucking Borderlands games, but the DLCs better be on par with the amount of content that I'm used to fucking getting from my Borderlands games. Because the amount of work that I've done in my life has not diminished, okay? So you're trying to sell me less for the same amount of fucking work that I'm doing, which means that I'm gonna have to work harder and more in my life for something that I enjoy less. That's not how this shit works. Please believe that.
Marketing isn't easy, and all of these things take up resources which the developers and the publishers have to split accordingly. Like I said earlier, this season pass content is not finished yet, but even if it was finished and it was ready to go before launch, I've got a huge bit of breaking news for you. You are not entitled to be given it for free, and it's really sad because this stuff always happens in the Borderlands community.
No, however, when we have already seen in the past that we have been sold Slaughter Domes and fucking Hollow Dome DLCs in the pre-sequel in a cash grab just like fucking Tiny Tina, people can see the writing on the wall. So when people are saying this should be included in the game, they're not saying, oh man, fucking, like, we're entitled to free DLC. They're saying, this does not look like content that we should be paying for. This looks like content that should just be in the game already. You're selling me Circle of Slaughter bullshit.
Community. As I told you at the start of this video, it happened in Borderlands 3 with Season Pass 2, and that really didn't help things because Borderlands 3 at the time was already in dire state. So when the developers showed off...
But imagine, Borderlands 3 was in a dire state at this time, but I can't find any vidges of EpicNNG and K6 and Jolts talking about how dire of a situation Borderlands 3 was in headed into Season Pass 2.
Wonderlands and made it very clear that drastic improvements have been made this time around. You think the community would give them their due diligence and tip their hat accordingly, right? Well, no.
Tip their hat accordingly? No, dude, we're not gentlemen. This isn't we're passing each other on the street and I bid you good day, sir. No, motherfucker, we are consumers that have been fucked over for the past 10 years from Borderlands. Borderlands 3 was not an acceptable fucking release, alright? It was great at launch, and then they kept fucking it up even more instead of fixing the issues that it already launched with. Alright? Same thing with Wonderlands. Wonderlands was not an acceptable fucking release in the Borderlands franchise. And then we go all the way back to the pre-sequel. So you're talking about it's been since 2012. So what's the last? April 2013 was, no, because, Yote died October 22nd of 2013. So April 2014. April 2014 is when we got the Son of Crawl Headhunter pack. That's the last true content we've gotten from Borderlands 2. I was going to say we did get the fucking Commander Crack Horde DLC, but I don't really consider that a Borderlands 2. It's like Borderlands 3 inside of Borderlands 2. So, I mean, it's been about 10 years. Yeah, this April will be 10 years since Gearbox has released content that was considered beloved by the majority of the community. Everything else has been split. It's crazy.
No, that's not what they did, because the Borderlands community once again reared its ugly head. And I'm going to upset a few people with what I say here.
Do you see what he just said? He just said he called his own community ugly. Listen to what he thinks about you.
Reared its ugly head. And
but that right here, Joltz feels the same way, bro. Joltz is sitting here supporting this. So, those of you guys out there that say, oh, well, Joltz never did or said anything, he stood by them while they're doing this shit. It doesn't matter if he actually partook in it. He is a total accessory to everything going on here. You think Joltz replying and commenting on this video and possibly even tweeting this video out? We don't know. We had to look for it on fucking Twitter, but this right here automatically gives clout to the video, and probably why he has 70,000 views on there. It probably helped his algorithm out real well for this video.
I'm going to upset a few people with what I say here, but I think it's important to say this right now and say it on record so that no one twists my words. So I'm going to make my statement here very clear for everyone to understand. And that includes 2K, that includes Gearbox, that includes my fellow creators who are watching this now, and it also includes the entitled shitheads who are watching this video.
Ooh, we got some real spice here. Let's fucking, Ooh, did you hear that? Let's go. Let's hear what he's got to say.
The Borderlands community is often regarded as the best community in gaming. The Borderlands community...
Who lied to you? What?
Is the best. I hear it touted so many times, and I feel as though that couldn't be further from the truth. The Borderlands community, or at least the majority of it, because again, I'm not trying to blanket anyone, because I know that a few bad actors doesn't make up for the whole bunch, but I will say the majority of the Borderlands community are pig-headed, selfish, ignorant, and stuck up. And it's been that way since Borderlands 1. It was that way in Borderlands 2. It was definitely that way in the pre-sequel. It was definitely that way in Borderlands 3. And now with Wonderlands coming out, it is again rearing its ugly head. And it is disgusting. But of course, Jimmy Jenkins 24 doesn't care about the reputation the community has when he goes into a YouTube comment section and starts bitching, right? Because to him, he deserves that DLC, so he has to make that known.
Yo! You're talking about a community of people that are basically following one of the most toxic CEOs in gaming history. And you think the Borderlands community isn't going to be toxic? Are you kidding me?
And don't worry, I hear you. I know that it's going to be a lot of people that are going to be pretty mad at me for making this video. Epic, don't give them attention. Epic, you're making the situation worse. But I just...
That's K6! That's K6! Put a 1 in the chat if you know! That's K6 right there! Don't give them attention, you're just making it worse. You're just making it worse.
Wanted to make this video as an example so that you guys can hear just how dumb you sound when you think you deserve something. It's like me buying a car and then saying that I deserve free oil changes, free tire repairs, free roadside service.
Hold on! Fuck you! Do you not ever heard of a warranty, bitch? Okay? Most fucking dealerships, when you buy a brand new car, not only will you get like a 70 to 100,000 mile warranty, but you'll also get a little booklet with a coupon for free oil changes for like the first 50,000 miles. Don't fucking tell me. I'm a mechanic. I have done this my entire fucking life. That is one of the biggest things that we do to get you to buy a car. Be like, oh, come on, y'all. We'll take care of all the maintenance. We'll rotate and balance your tires and all this shit. Like, you think this shit actually doesn't happen? No, because you're young and you're inexperienced in life, and you've already said that in this video, and you've never actually went to a dealership to buy a car. Or you've never actually worked for a dealership to sell a car. So you've never been on either side, and I have, and I can tell you that yes, this is actually something that dealers will do to sell a car and sweeten the deal.
It's all because my initial purchase was $5,000. Now, of course, I could sit here and be diplomatic. I could sit here and be more respectful.
Wait, what did he say?
Diplomatic. I could sit here and be more. Purchase was $5,000. Now, of course, I could sit here. There's free roadside service, all because my initial purchase was $5,000. Now,
what dealership are you buying a car from for $5,000?
Of course, I could sit here and be diplomatic. I could sit here and be more respectful.
This is the word that 2K and fucking and K6 used. Diplomacy. Diplomatic. Be diplomatic. Be This is these buzzwords that they use to try to make you feel a little bit worse about yourself. You're not being diplomatic. You're being combative. You know, you're being hostile. You're being toxic. These are buzzwords that they use to try to make you, to shame you into feeling a certain type of way about how you're behaving.
I could sit here and not talk about this at all in hopes that it's all blown under the rug, but the reason why I'm not doing that is because it never is. This stuff keeps coming up time and time again, so I just...
Yes, because we're not getting what Gearbox is fucking promising. We're not getting $60 to $70 worth of content and fucking DLC. Like, what they sold you was basically just missions.
Just wanted to say my piece on it so that in the future, if anyone brings this argument up, I can link them to this video so they know exactly what I think of it.
I'm glad you did make this video, because you have literally just helped me illustrate everything wrong with the Borderlands community from your perspective. Like, you are what's wrong with the Borderlands community right here. You and Joltz. Supporting this whole, you guys are whiny, entitled, and you should be fucking paying for more.
That just happened.
I think that...
Yo, Pine Pickle, thank you for 20 months. Guys, throw up some Mac Loves, Mac Scrungs in the chat. I'd appreciate that.
But what really blows my mind is that not only are these people complaining entitled, but they're also really, really stupid. When Borderlands 3 came out, there was a lot of complaints that there wasn't enough content, and that Gearbox were...
Imagine calling your own fan base stupid. Bro, that's... Like, I'll be like, fuck y'all and shit like that, but damn, that's kind of harsh, bro.
Never clear enough with the community. They were never transparent enough. They never gave us a glimpse of what was coming down the road further enough so that people were left in the dark all the time and they hated it. So you would naturally think that when the opposite is done with Wonderlands, people would be happy.
It's not that. People weren't happy with the content they were being shown. It's not that they were being unhappy with that they had to pay for it.
But that's not what's happened. Once again, that entitled side of the community is coming out, kicking up a stir, and it's pretty sad to see. Now, again, before I end this video, I just want to say in no way am I trying to kick up drama or stir drama, because I know that's how it's...
Every time he makes a drama video, I'm not doing this for drama views.
Going to come across to some, but I really just wanted to get on here today and talk with you guys because we don't do it very often, but this whole thing has just been one massive shit show and I figured it was time to finally break my silence on it and say something about it. But regardless, I really hope you guys are looking forward to Wonderlands.
Look at how ugly
Remember
the
that it does come out on the 25th, so if you want to get it, you can get it on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, or the Xbox Series S, and the Epic Store. So, yeah, that's about it, really. I hope you guys are looking forward to the game as much as I am. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take it easy.
Wow. Talk about tone deaf. I mean, it's no wonder that Gearbox and fucking 2K haven't been able to shit out a good release in years. is because this is the type of people that they got out there covering the game and giving fucking positive media attention to games that shouldn't be getting positive media attention. It's kind of sad to see that like I guess, I don't know, maybe there's got to be some sort of like humiliation fetish involved here or something, but like I don't understand how you can consume EpicNNG's content and not feel like he's talking shit to you personally, because man, does that not feel fucking super fucking personal?